I was gonna say we're live, but we don't really go live.
I mean, we tape live, so.
Yeah, but everything is technically taped live.
Like The Price is Right, man.
Yeah.
It's like live to tape.
Yes, true. Yeah, okay, so how's it going, everybody? Welcome to a new kind of rebranded KPS, Kick Punch Sports now.
Yeah.
Is it Kick Punch Sports or Kick Punch Sport?
So.
Okay, I'm going to have to fix that then. Sports. Kick Punch Sports.
I mean, because it's multiple sports. Are you just picking one sport? We're just going to pick one sport?
Oh, wait, no, I did put sports. Never mind.
For the love of sport.
For the love. Okay, yeah. I got you.
Yeah, we're expanding beyond wrestling to primarily today football and fantasy football.
Yes, NFL edition today.
And also, maybe other things in the future, but today it's football.
Yeah, so just a quick thing. Yeah, we're going to still be doing wrestling, still be doing MMA, and then fantasy football / NFL, and then maybe a little hockey. I don't know. I might do like a separate one myself.
Yeah.
But
something.
Yeah.
But we're now Kick Punch Sports.
Kick Punch Sports, rebranded.
Get used to it.
Get used to it. But yeah, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to talk today. It's kind of the structure of the podcast is going to be, we're going to talk a bit about our fantasy football league. Which people might not really care about, but it'll be fun. We're going to just trip each other and shit. Just kind of like people are just going to vent their frustrations or gloat a bit if they want. We're going to have people call in. And then we'll also do just NFL in general. Yeah.
We'll talk about the draft because we have a fantasy pool. We'll talk about that draft. Kind of our draft experience that we had like everybody else had. And then we'll look at a little NFL news because it's coming up to week 1. So things are pretty hot.
Week 1 of the NFL 2018 season, or I'd like to call it Eagles Super Bowl 2.0.
You hope.
I guess
we'll see how Wentz's knee holds up.
I got a lot to say. We can also talk about that because I got a lot to say about this season with the Eagles because I'm not looking forward to it. I'm a little scared, but we'll get into it. Like I said, we'll start.
Let's do intros and talk about our favorite teams just a bit so people know where our biases are coming from.
Who wants to start? All right. So Dylan Fleury here. I guess we don't do nicknames on this show. Serious was. Yeah, Philadelphia Eagles fan since I became an Eagles fan because of McNabb. I remember seeing him when he played Carolina in the NFC Championship game, and he got hit late and got hurt, and he got kicked out of the game, and the Eagles ended up losing that game, and it was pretty frustrating, and I felt bad for him, so I was like, oh, who's this guy? And then I started being an Eagles / McNabb fan. Been a fan ever since, so this year was super fun. I guess my football experience, I played high school football. I was all Canadian, wide receiver.
Nice.
Yeah, I made that up, but I like to think that I was all Canadian.
You're large enough to be an all Canadian receiver.
I was pretty good slot back.
Conviction.
Played slot back, yeah. I played everywhere a bit. Never played quarterback though. I always wanted to, but
same. Yeah. Never did.
Yeah. I would have been a scrambler, 100%.
100%.
Yeah. Anyways, go ahead.
So Shane Burns, San Francisco 49ers fan since I guess 1993, 1994, about there.
Ooh.
That was the last Super Bowl that the Niners had. And
did that influence the choice to be a Niners fan?
Oh yeah, big time. Well, I actually really didn't like the Cowboys, and the Niners were the direct rival of the Cowboys.
Yeah,
so
back then,
I really became a Niners fan because I wanted to see the Cowboys lose, and that was the best avenue in the 90s to see that happen. And
it's a good,
blossomed from that into a deep love filled with lots of failure in the last 20 years, but also lots of hope and good moments. And we're coming up to another good run now.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
I also played high school football for a total of about 3 weeks. two different times, about a week and a half, and then another week or so. Didn't really like getting hit in the face, but I did love the sport. They also made me a guard, and that was really boring.
Well, yeah, that's not fun.
I was trying to at least be a tight end or something interesting, and they just wouldn't let me, so I was really bored, and I just kind of dipped.
Could you not catch?
Yeah. No, I could catch great. That's what I was trying to tell them. I had really good hands, man. I didn't want to use them just to mush other defensive linemen in the face. But they wouldn't let me do that, so I quit. Came back a few years later, got hit in the face, concussion, quit again.
Oh, Jesus.
So those are my football memories. Go
so
Niners.
You weren't all Canadian like I was?
I wasn't. No. I never made it that far.
No?
I was all injured reserve, basically.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. I rode out football for about a month, injured,
Yeah.
just so I could wear the jersey around school and shit. But
yeah.
Did
you get the jacket?
No, I didn't make it that far.
I got the jacket.
I didn't make it that far.
So we got Lindsay Burns here, and I am a Niners fan. Been a Niners fan for about 10 years, or 11, I guess. I never watched a game of football in my life before I met Shane, and you were totally addicted. He's my husband. Shane's we're married. But right now we are
rivals.
yes,
Fantasy opponents.
absolutely staunch rivals,
And also podcast colleagues.
absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of hats.
But yeah, I never watched a game of football before. What was it? The
It was when the Pats
New
lost the
England
perfect
Patriots.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was like the storybook year for them. And then the Giants came in, they swooped it away, and it was like an incredible game. And I was totally hooked from that point. And I've always kind of been a Pats fan since then, but I felt just not lately, obviously, just kind of a bandwagon fan, just because of the organization and all that. But I just kind of fell in love with football, and obviously you're a Niners fan. We went to a few Niners games.
We did.
Fell in love with the team. Oh yeah, and I went and I saw the first year I started watching football. I got to see the Falcons Bucks down in Georgia, so that was kind of solidified my love.
Just kind of out of nowhere, like you were at a conference and you got to go to a football game.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. But I mean, I've been a fan of the Niners through the dark years, forged through a lot of pain and suffering.
The important
and
stuff,
now I think
really.
it's all going to pay off.
It is.
Also, I'm wearing Colin Kaepernick shirt right now. So.
Yeah, I didn't know we were wearing t-shirts today. I would have wore my Eagles one, but that's fine. I didn't get the memo. Yeah, so little intros. I will say too, I'm kind of like, if the Eagles are out of it, I usually like seeing the Patriots win. I like seeing dynasties. That's why I kind of like seeing the Patriots. And I like seeing Brady just constantly prove
So you're a
people
big
wrong.
Niners fan, then.
No,
Five Super
like
Bowls.
I like seeing
Dynasties.
dynasties in my lifetime.
You
know what I mean? Like I liked seeing Pittsburgh Penguins win a bunch of cups, or Chicago win a bunch of cups,
True.
or like seeing just like seeing like the greatest of all time. Like growing up in an era where you can be like, yeah, I watched John Jones or Conor McGregor. Like that was my guy.
That's why I always admired the Pats too throughout all this. Like it's really hard to maintain that kind of consistency.
Especially football, man. It's really hard to win like back-to-back Super Bowls. Like if you win a Super Bowl, you guaranteed like you're probably not going to win another one, or at least make it back for a couple years. Like
They've been to
it's
like,
tough.
What is it, 8 straight AFC Championship games?
And they're not afraid to cut guys either. Like, they do it all through the draft.
Oh,
it's so cheap, and they spread it all around. It's not like, it's not all glam. It's not like the
I mean, they've
Yankees or
cut and
something.
traded guys all over the place now.
I don't think they've ever had a consistent running back aside from like Corey Dillon a few years ago, or like a long time ago.
They got
But
And they turn nobodies into somebodies, right?
Yeah.
Like guys like LeGarrette Blount, they like pick up, and he's totally obscure, and then they take him, and he's got like this crazy epic season.
they love white boy receivers too.
Yeah, they sure do.
And
Slots.
thanks for Jimmy Garoppolo, Pats.
Yeah, there you
I'm
go.
a big fan of that whole thing you got going on there.
But yeah, we probably shouldn't talk too much about the Pats. This isn't a Pats podcast.
Definitely not a
Pats
Pats
cast.
podcast.
Definitely not.
At best, an Eagles-Niners podcast.
It's true.
But mostly about the league at large.
And Browns
Strong
from time to time.
Niner
And Browns from time to time, too.
Yeah, so I guess we can just go in. So yeah, so we had our draft on what was it?
Monday.
Monday.
Went pretty smooth. Team name for
after all the injuries hit.
Yeah, we had it late, so that was good. I always like doing it late. My team name, Wenselmania 11. Pretty big fan of that one.
Garoppolo's now.
There you go. That's a good one.
So that was pretty good.
Free Neil Estate.
Yeah, you got a weird picture too. I don't know what your picture is.
That is Tim Heidecker.
Okay, that's what I thought it was. Yeah.
He's saying it's free real estate.
That's good.
That's free real estate.
Yeah, so I don't know. So my just general thoughts on drafts. I was thinking this when I was doing it. I always get like super excited to start a draft. And like the first like 3 or 4 rounds, it's always so much fun. You're like, oh, who am I going to take? Oh, this guy took that guy. Well, I'll get somebody else. But then I just get bored. I don't know about you, but like once I get the deeper rounds, I don't know who to take.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I gotta like just siphon through like a list and be like, oh, I remember that guy like from like 5 years ago. Is he still good?
Yeah.
Like I don't know, or it's like.
I find there's always this slump around like the 6th or the 7th round, like after. Usually around after the quarterback rush, there's usually this little slump, and then once it gets to the waiver wire guys, I'm like, oh yeah, these guys. I remember like trying to figure out whether to get you like all last year, but right above that, it's like a total black box.
I always think too. I'm always worried I'm going to draft somebody too early,
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, I want that guy, but should I wait? But then you wait, and then like the person ahead of you takes them, and you're like, motherfucker.
Who was the biggest overdraft this year?
Oh, I just look at John's entire roster. John Barber, he's going to be on the podcast as well. First time ever doing a fantasy football draft.
Knows nothing about football.
Knows nothing about football. And you would know this too because he's a Browns fan.
He watched Hard Knocks though.
Yeah. Did he actually watch Hard Knocks?
He watched Hard Knocks.
No way.
He did his research.
Mm-hmm. So he's going in on the Browns thing, which I really.
You have to commend.
It's a right time for him to do it. He's coming in on the right time. But sorry, John, you're gonna have a lot of heartbreak. He's gonna be wearing a paper bag over his head in a couple of years.
If you're gonna get in on the Browns, it's definitely the time right now.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's exciting times, but yeah.
I think all of us share a collective love for Baker Mayfield,
mm-hmm.
and I think he's gonna be the savior around there. Kid's a real leader.
I say he gets hurt for like one game, and then the Browns will like trade him because they're the worst organization ever in terms of like
Maybe.
They don't know what they're doing, man. It's so ridiculous.
It was kind of horrifying to watch how much of Hard Knocks we did. It was like so mismanaged. Oh my goodness, that organization was like pathological.
2 episodes of Hard Knocks, and it was like a little sad at how bad they run that team.
Well, the funny thing is that first episode they pump them up as like you're actually like, oh shit, they look like they're gonna be good.
Uh-huh.
But it's all the editing, and then you start watching them, they suck in practice, and you're like, oh no, yeah, it's the Browns.
It's the Browns, man. Like I like Hugh Jackson, but that guy probably isn't a very good head coach. He's probably a better OC.
And Williams, man, he was like
Greg Williams.
Yeah, I mean, we know Greg Williams has a history of being
Who's that guy?
jerk. Like
he's their DC.
The guy who just yells for no reason.
Bountygate.
He was the Saints DC when they did the whole bounty thing against the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh shit!
So I've always kind of harbored this grudge against Greg Williams for being a cheating, bounty giving.
That way.
So yeah, he's obviously a total jerk.
Yeah.
And he just screams at everybody and treats them like kids.
That's the one that I was watching that. I'm like, the good coaches from the guys who, like, their tone isn't, like, upsetting, but they're not yelling at you, like you said, like a kid, where he just wants to yell at you just for the sake of yelling at you, and you're like, that's not how you motivate people.
No, it's
you gotta
how you
get
make
rid of
people
that guy.
shut down, because regardless of what they do, you're going to get treated like that.
Right.
So, like, why bother? And they all have that defeated mentality. It's like sickness.
They have a talented roster, and they need to clean house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's probably one of the first guys to go. Don't get rid of the O-line coach, though. That guy's got to stay.
Yeah, he's awesome.
O-line coaches always hang around, man. Like,
they're just so much fun.
And he was the DL coach, but he hung around for like 4 head coaches, I think. Those guys are just there, man.
They're fun. They're just they're just fun guys. They know like
they're one of the guys.
They're one of the boys. You don't want to fire those boys.
No,
continuity guys, right?
They get the team because they're just so like out there. They're almost like they're just so out there that they just keep the team kind of like laughing and shit. Like you saw the players when he was saying stuff. They're just like, this guy's hilarious. But yeah, I guess we can just go. I think.
Well, I mean, I hope the Browns aren't that bad this year because I did roll with Jarvis Landry as my wide receiver.
You took him. I was about to snag him. You took him early. I thought I was gonna wait for a bit.
Well, I went running back heavy, as I ended up in a lot of my drafts. I either went receiver heavy or running back heavy. I didn't balance very well this year, but I went Saquon and Dalvin Cook early, so I kind of had to get the best receiver on the board. After that, which in my opinion, was Jarvis Landry.
Well, in the 4th round,
yeah.
And I don't really remember who was there. Oh yeah, I got Gronk too. So
you got Gronk second.
I guess I did sacrifice a bit to get Gronk.
I think most of the lists I look at, Jarvis was like way lower than he should have been.
I thought so too. I mean, just watching him on Hard Knocks and how he's like clearly a number 1 and a leader. Yeah. And I think Tyrod's always better than people give him credit for.
He was good. We saw him down in Buffalo a couple years ago, and he was like a solid B+ quarterback. Really like he moves around okay, and he's like can execute. He's got a pretty good arm. He's like pretty calm.
Not good enough to take in the pool, but I definitely did take Jarvis, and I think like Todd Haley runs a really like air raidy kind of offense too. Yeah. Like lots of bombs and stuff. It's what Roethlisberger's been doing, right?
But that's the problem is once Gordon comes in, is that kind of diminish Landry's kind of
I think
value? You know what I mean?
Come in slow, and Landry's mostly a slot guy anyway. So, I know we're not doing PPR, but I think he's gonna rack still. Lots of touchdowns. And yards.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Yeah, I mean, I read today he was the only guy last year. He had 5 receptions every game he played last year.
Yeah,
5+. Like,
Landry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just
huge.
volume, man. That's opportunities, to break one and go to the house.
Sooner or later,
I'll take that any day.
He's got the
has
speed.
a good upside, too. Like, lots of wide receivers, like, I don't know, I always go for the bread and butter wide receiver because, you don't want to get a donut at that position.
Oh, you'll never get a donut at Jarvis Landry. So.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He's going to get you at least like 2 points.
Yeah.
He'll get you there.
Sneaky good.
Yeah, I guess we can just say, poor Johnny. Not here to defend himself, so I feel like it's cheap shots. But yeah, quarterback pretty quick.
He gets the out of not doing this before.
I think he took Will Fuller the 5th just because he liked the name.
I like the name.
It is a good name.
It's a good full name.
Yeah,
it is a good full name.
He has a V on his jersey too, right?
Oh, that's great.
Which is dope.
Yeah,
he's the only guy who has a V on his jersey, like the 5th, and like that's you gotta support that.
Pretty stately.
6th round, he took Isaiah Crowell. Ooh.
Crowell's okay, but as a last pick.
Yeah, he's like your bench.
He's always
he's
on
a
the
bottom
bubble.
roster guy. I actually took him with my last pick and cut him right away, so I grabbed some guy. That's where Crowell sits.
Yeah, he's got an interesting guy. We'll let him explain it himself when he comes on.
Yep.
I don't know. As I was doing my draft, I had to take Jordan Howard like second.
I love Jordan Howard.
I don't know. Okay, so I'm pretty bad for. My entire analysis was I just looked at the little notes Yahoo gives you, and I was just looking at that, and he had some upside. There's some guys I thought about taking aside from him, like LaShawn McCoy, but apparently he could be on the exempt list. So I don't want to deal with that. And then there was I think the Minnesota running backs, Dalvin Cook. Yep. They're saying he might be iffy because he just came off MCL or whatever, so they might slowly progress him in.
Yeah, I could see that.
And Christian McCaffrey just, I don't know, I feel weird taking away running back.
Also, I feel like he's more of a PPR guy too, right?
Yeah, he's going to get you a lot of yards.
Catches and,
he's definitely more of a receiving back, but I read they're increasing his role this year.
Well, he's good.
Run a lot more.
He is really good.
His tape was tremendous. Like, I would have loved if we had taken, but he went 10th overall or some shit.
Yeah.
The value there for a mostly receiving running back is fucking, I don't know.
I thought for sure he was going to be the Jesse Lumsden of the NFL.
Oh my god.
And sooner or later he'd be bobsledding.
That's amazing. Wow, we're dropping CFL references here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Also bobsled references.
Yeah, I can't believe that guy's a bobsledder now. It makes so much sense though. Bobsledding,
of course.
You got that leg strength.
Absolutely.
But yeah, no, he proved me wrong. We'll be dropping. I mean, we're gonna talk about Johnny Manziel at some point.
Of course.
He lost his job. He got hurt.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
Like he got benched. Sad.
So I'll just say for me too. Yeah, my team. So I tried to do the best thing I could of not looking at buys.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of players I didn't take just because it would be bye week. Because I've done that before where I didn't look at it. And last year I had 7 players on a bye at the same day.
Yep.
And I'm I had to literally drop players to get players.
Yep.
So
same thing.
So I made sure, but my problem was I drafted 6 Eagles players. So that didn't help.
I almost did that with the Niners.
I stayed away
Not
from
in this draft.
Stayed away from the Niners in this draft because me and Lindsay were both in 3 other pools that we traditionally do every year, and this one's kind of a new one for all of us.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So I had a bunch of Niners stacked up in my other pools, but this one was actually kind of light. I don't have anybody except Alfred Morris.
Yeah, I almost snagged him.
He's basically the starter now.
I was about to take him that round too. Yeah,
he's. We watched him in the preseason. We were one of 8 or 9 people that watched him in the preseason.
He really cut through the D line. It was the downstream runner. He just had that. He had exactly what we were missing. We had a lot of those I don't know, kind of sweep
skill backs.
Yeah,
not grinding backs.
Yeah, I don't know if he's a 3-down back though. I don't know if he's going to be able to 20 carries a game.
I could 15.
I can also see him being a touchdown vulture for sure.
There you go. That's it. Well, who's the other 49ers running back?
Matt Breida.
Okay. And he's really little, and
he's more of a pass catcher. Him and McKinnon
he's like a Sproles.
Were basically similar. They're really similar skill sets, and I was those are nice kind of skill play guys, but we need a grinder running back.
Yeah, well, that's a good one to get. Yeah,
he's a good compliment. But I still think we need to go get another guy because the offense seemed to revolve around 3 running backs with those skill sets.
You might be able to get Blunt at some point. I mean, he's pretty short.
He's in
short spans. Yeah, but he was in New England, and then Pittsburgh, then New England, and Philly. Like he doesn't stick around long, so you might be able to snag him up.
I got my eyes on Amir Abdullah in the Lions. Because he's about the same as McKinnon, and seemingly on the outs. And
well, they got Kieran Johnson, who I picked up.
Who is that guy? I missed him.
I'm telling you, man, Google Notes, but it was notes, and I had like 3 different draft analysts from like CBS Sports and stuff on my thing, and I'm like, who do I take? All right, he looks good.
I always find the Lions running back situation to be like a black box, like the Pats. You just never know what's going on. And I usually stay away from it because I got burned by Abdullah, I think 2 years in a row, and I just can't. I'm not doing it anymore.
Well, Yahoo seems to think that he's going to be starting, so I trust Yahoo.
I don't.
Well, I mean, you have a different head coach, but he's a defensive guy, so
they kept the same OC.
They're not really. Yeah, nothing changed.
So nothing changed on offense.
Jim Bob
Cooter.
Jim Bob
Cooter, man.
Jim Bob Cooter.
I do have Stafford though, my steady Eddie. I usually try to get someone cool at quarterback every year, and I always fall back to Matt Stafford or Phillip Rivers.
I usually do Derek Carr. I didn't do him this year because he fucked me last year. He got hurt.
Oh man, the Raiders are going to be a shit show this year.
I know that too.
Hey, like I said, take the quarterback on the bad team because they're going to be throwing a lot.
It's true.
And the Lions are always in these tight-ass, ridiculous games that they shouldn't even having to do these, game-winning drives, and Matt Stafford throws for 300, game-winning touchdown and shit. Take Matt Stafford. Be boring.
What's up with
my lesson for quarterbacks is be boring with your quarterbacks. You don't need to be sexy.
You went Stafford, then Funches, and then Mahomes.
Yep.
What are you doing taking 2 quarterbacks? You weirdo.
There's this thing called a bye week.
Yeah, there's this thing called the waiver wire.
Invest in a quarterback.
No, man, waiver wire all day. I'm not wasting a bench spot on a quarterback.
Things were getting thin.
Yeah.
At that point, I ended up with frickin' Ronald Jones from Tampa on the bench. So I mean, and he ended up being a 3rd stringer. So, you kind of just collect things at the end.
Yeah.
Just hoover that shit.
That was 10th round though. I mean, so that's not too late. You still got
one quarterback guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Depends.
The only time I'll take my buddy took Brady and Aaron Rodgers one year.
Oh, that's nice.
And then he traded one, but he like completely fucked up the trade. He ended up getting like Phillip Rivers and like Steve Smith or something for like Aaron Rodgers and somebody. Yeah, so that's the issue with our league trading. Like nobody traded anymore because of that one trade. And he thought he won. I'm like, dude, don't make the trade. Everyone's like, no. He's like, no, do the trade. It's a good trade. And he sucked. And we're like, you wanted it, so nobody trades anymore.
We'll see. Our side of the pool is used to trading.
Yeah,
so we'll see what happens.
You might have to kind of loosen some people up, but
we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Try not to get too exploitative.
Yeah, I usually try to keep a backup quarterback because, like, I've been burned a couple times where, guys get hurt, but it's also Stafford. He's freaking iron. He's an Iron Man. True. He never goes down. Like Rivers too.
I jacked your I took your handcuff in Minnesota. I took Latavius Murray. He's going to be getting a lot of carries.
I was about to get him, and then you scooped him on me. I was like, fair play.
Thank you, Yahoo Notes. Yahoo Notes were like, he might get a lot of carries to start off the season.
I hate split guys too, man. Like, I usually try to take guys that are at least getting the lion's share of the carries.
Mm-hmm.
Like Saquon Barkley. I took Jamal Williams on the Packers because of that reason too.
Yeah.
Alfred Morris, like volume. I tend to just trend towards volume, and like DeAndre Hopkins too. I tried to get him all over the place because volume. The guy gets like 10, 15 targets a game, and it's Deshaun Watson, so it's even better than it was last year. And it's just volume. Volume.
That's a lot of thing I always forget about. Like, there's so many like different ways you can draft teams in that sense, and I always forget about that. But Lindsay, you had an A- draft rating. You had the best one.
Yeah,
how'd you feel about it
when I was drafting last? But 10th place was all right.
You got
the
Hopkins
2 picks in a row is really, really nice. You have a lot of time to plan between them, and then I pretty well lucked out. Yeah, I got a lot of guys that I think like at a really, really good price.
Did you load up your queue? Or did
no, a little bit. Like I had guys I was looking for, but I just kind of played the field a bit. And yeah, I was really happy to get Hopkins. I couldn't believe he was still sticking around at like 10. I think who did I get 11th?
You got Fournette, which I wanted. I was going to take him.
So yeah, and a wide receiver and a running back. So that was pretty nice.
Nice to have balance.
It is.
Yeah.
I usually go running back too, but
This is a pretty balanced. Like the scoring in this pool is pretty balanced. Like it wasn't super heavy either way. Like it's just mostly production based.
Yeah.
It wasn't PPR, it was weighted more towards running backs probably than receivers, but not tremendously,
Yeah, running backs are kind of good to have in this one.
But your elite wide receivers are going to be important.
I feel like, a couple. Let me see what else. Yeah, I'm liking the look of this. Liking the look of this year, and I'm up against Johnny first week too. So
you got a first round bye,
on.
essentially.
Yeah, it's all but in the bag.
I was upset because I was the only one on the board for week 1 projections who didn't have 100. I was like 99.56, and then I just switched a few players around.
Yeah.
Now I'm at 102, and Aiden got dropped down to 95.
Yeah, you did.
It's a little bitch.
Leave in Bell.
That's what happens.
Leave in Bell.
I
know this because I'm playing Aiden.
Yeah. I already scouted him.
Both of you guys know that what's his name is still.
Who?
Connor or whatever.
Yeah, we'll see.
Whatever anyone's gonna.
We'll
see who's.
I hope Aiden doesn't know that.
What are you guys looking at? The Pittsburgh Steelers backup?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at the handcuff, of course.
Nobody's got him?
Not yet.
Oh, well, my laptop happens to be open right now.
Well, I happen to know our waivers go through tomorrow morning, and now today.
Oh, that's why Aiden's didn't work. Because Aiden dropped Mason Crosby and didn't pick anybody up. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he'll get him tomorrow.
Who's he getting? Curious.
We'll see. I don't know why he dropped Mason Crosby.
Because he had 2 kickers for some reason.
Oh, that's dumb.
I don't know if he drafted 2 kickers or what, but yeah.
Silly
British
boy.
people, right?
Silly boy.
Yeah, he's British, so he loves those kickers.
Yeah, Aiden's our British friend who's somewhat new to football, but tries. He tries.
Yeah, I mean, he grew up watching Jacksonville, so he doesn't really have a good knowledge.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And there is a picture in existence of him wearing an Eli Manning jersey.
That is true.
Yep.
That is true. I saw that the one day.
Yep.
I remember I went to his house and I saw that, and I pointed it out, and he's like, "Oh, I meant to turn that around."
A picture of it.
Yeah.
A picture
I was looking at this
That's
loser.
And I love Aiden, but I almost discredited
Lost
him
some
for
respect
that
for
one. Yeah. Damn, son. Eli too, not even just like a Giants jersey, man. Like Eli and Manning.
Hey man, 2 Super Bowls.
Whatever.
Guy's a Hall of
Mr.
Famer.
Citizen
lesser
Watch.
Manning.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Hall of Fame doesn't matter.
Lesser than Archie?
They didn't let T.O. in, man.
Is Archie Manning? Who's the lowest? It's probably that third
Cooper.
Manning brother.
Cooper
Yeah.
has spinal stenosis, man. Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
He could have been great.
He was a receiver. He wasn't even going to be a quarterback. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh well, that's his first fall
Yeah.
right there. What are you doing?
Because he couldn't throw because he had stenosis.
Big mistake.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we don't have really much else to say. I mean, we've been talking a while about our.
What was my draft grade? I didn't see it.
You got a B.
I always got
Everybody, it was like A minus. 5 people got B's, 2 got C's, 1 got a C minus, 1 got a D plus.
Johnny.
Ooh, I smoked y'all.
You always have good drafts.
Yeah, that's true.
My brother got the C minus.
Oh, wow.
So you suck, Corey.
He
He wasn't even on here. Yeah, he might come on.
I'm a big upside guy, so that's why my drafts are always kind of seen as mediocre.
He's always low on the drafts, and then
Yeah. I like my young upside guys.
Yeah.
And I never get shook about the projections the first couple weeks because I think they're always really off base.
Well, here's a fun game we can play. Report card. Guess what Yahoo thinks your record's gonna be.
Okay.
So with a B rating, it says trust but verify. That pretty much describes the draft of Garoppolo now. The playoffs are in reach, and so is the championship if things break right.
Goddamn right.
So what do you think your
How many weeks are we playing?
let me try to see here. Where does it say?
Is it 12?
We play up until week 16, so
Yeah, but I mean, when do the playoffs start?
it'd be 15 because
So
there's
like
only
2 weeks
So,
playoffs? We
Yeah.
just play like the semis and then finals?
Yeah.
So there's 14 weeks of...
I think there's only 4 teams making.
We'll go
the
10 and
playoffs.
4.
You think they're projecting you at 10 and 4?
Yeah.
Close.
Yeah.
9 and 5.
Pretty close. I'll take that.
What do you think?
All I ever want is to get in the playoffs. Like, that's it. Just
That'll
get me
get you in the playoffs,
Get
probably.
me in the dance, and then we'll see what happens, you know?
Lindsay yours says Drake may have complained about trust issues, so they're quoting Drake for you.
We got Drake in the breakdown.
But Free Nil Estate should never have to. After a great draft, this is a team poised to win it all.
Hey.
What do you think your record's going to be?
I'm gonna say 11 and 3.
Wow. Somebody clearly looked before.
I did not look.
Yeah, you got it.
That's just an astute sense of
How many
statistics.
points do you think you're going to get?
Ooh. Oh, okay. How does this? You know what? I haven't looked closely at
I don't even know.
There
I
are
don't
too
even-
many
I don't even know how to
pools
answer
on
that
the go
question.
to figure out how the point systems even
It's
work.
you're getting over 1,000.
There's
I'll
the
give you
standard
that.
scoring
Pretty
and
good,
the
yeah.
ranges. Okay, cool.
You're projected to get 1,588 points.
I guess that's
Pretty
good.
tight. It's pretty tight.
I'll take it.
So Wenzelmania, what do you think you're gonna get? Oh, good question, Wenzelmania.
Let's find out.
Led by a pair of Eagles, Wenzelmania have a solid average roster. Solidly average roster. Mayonnaise, middle of the road, mediocre. All words that describe this draft. What the mayonnaise? What is that supposed to mean?
Mayonnaise.
Just because it's an M word doesn't mean that.
Bland.
It's bland,
bland.
man.
Mayonnaise isn't bland. Mayonnaise
Aw.
is great. It goes with
Aw.
everything.
It's still bland.
It's bland.
We have to trust Wenzelmania will make trades and player ads if they are to reach the playoffs. Well, yeah, I plan on doing that, you dumb Yahoo.
Grind it
All right,
out.
I guess-
rarely trust Yahoo. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, they're saying that I'm probably going to reach the playoffs. They're giving me a C grading. I'm thinking they're going to give me... I have to figure out math to get to 14. 6 and 8?
Ooh,
That's 14, right?
It is.
Yeah, I think they're going to project me at 6 and 8, but I'm going to go, obviously, 14 and 0. Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Oh, goddamn. 4 and 10.
4 and 10.
Oh.
Wow.
Do they have... Oh, my God. I hope they project John to go 0 and 14.
That would be perfect.
Like the real Browns.
All brown everything.
All brown.
That'd be perfect.
Everything.
That'd be
Oh,
absolutely
what? He's planning to get one more win than me? 3 and 11.
perfect.
Get outta here.
That's funny.
Yeah, so that was a fun game.
Yeah.
Lindsay wins
It was.
somehow.
Something.
Cheater.
Wouldn't be surprised if
Cheater.
Lindsay wins. Lindsay's won head-to-head pools, I think, the last 2 out of 3 years. the
No,
last
no. I won last year, and I got like second the year before or something, I think. But
I'm pretty sure you won 2.
did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Recently.
no, I think you're thinking of World Cup.
No.
Because I won
Let's
that.
move on.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess in general that's just you gotta get your cat. Something wrong with your cat, man. Yeah, in general, yeah, it's looking good for fantasy. It's gonna be a fun season. Also, yeah, I was thinking this as well. We can talk to people if people want to make like side bets throughout the season for either their matchup or somebody else's matchup. It can be anything, and then maybe like if you have to do something where you have to videotape it, we can throw it on like Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube. If people want to just kind of like do side stuff,
Okay.
could be fun.
What about like cash money?
If you want to put money on stuff, you
Yeah.
can too. Yeah, go for it. I was just thinking like just stuff in general that can kind of more content and stuff and like make people want to actually listen to this podcast and watch
Yeah,
us.
that's true.
So get us out there.
I was thinking next year we could have like people join the league if they wanted to.
Just random people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a fun thing to do. I don't know if we're, you know what?
Could be a-
Let's
could be a
hopefully
Patreon.
we're at that
Could be
level.
a Patreon
yeah,
level.
yeah, that'll be fun. We'll be there.
Yeah.
We can have it on the side like Night School, the movie. They have that on Yahoo, the fantasy league.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart's leading right now. Fuck.
Pretty
Yeah.
good.
So yeah, I guess we never said too. It's the domination league.
The domination.
And basically what it is the winner gets to punch the loser in the face as hard as he can.
Yep.
And the only way out is by death or murder. Or no, what is it? The only way out is to die or be killed.
Die
That's
or
what it
be
is.
killed.
Mistakes have never been
I
hard.
wrote that in the Facebook group and nobody said anything.
You
I like
put
to
a bunch
think
of
people-
text up all at the same time. You gotta-
Yeah, and then I put a video of the clip of.
Exactly.
Did you watch that video
No,
from the league?
Yes.
You watched it,
Yeah, I
Seth
did.
Rogen and shit. Yeah, it's funny.
It was funny.
Yeah, so did you want to move on to the Survivor pool?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
we're
s-
doing it.
Survivor pool. So
Ooh.
yeah, each week we're also playing a Survivor pool with 2 strikes because one strike is it's super hard, but it's no fun to just
No,
stab.
yeah, you need 2 strikes.
So I always find Survivor really tough the first week because you really don't know what's going on. You
No
kind of
idea.
have an idea what's going on, but it seems like there's 3 pretty clear picks that me and Lindsay talked about.
Oh, I don't know any because I'm gonna make my official pick live on the
Oh, really?
podcast.
Ooh.
Okay. So I would say the top 3 choices, in the opinion of Yahoo and also myself, would be the Saints over the Bucks. So 30% of Yahoo picks are sliding that way.
Okay.
Would you say Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I would say Pittsburgh over.
I was
Browns.
thinking that, but I was saying I don't know, like with Le'Veon Bell maybe not playing, and Browns always play Pittsburgh tough,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and usually at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
So I was
Division
thinking
game.
usually that's what I usually that was the thing people did. Would you pick the team the Browns played every season?
Yeah, I did that for a whole year.
Yeah.
And it was quite successful.
Was it last year?
It wasn't actually. I went out like week 5 last year. It sucked.
Who else?
Also, my third place choice would be the Lions over the Jets.
Okay.
It's in Detroit, and the Jets are, they suck, and they're starting rookie.
Are they playing Darnold?
Yeah.
Darnold?
Yeah,
Sam
Darnold.
Darnold.
Yeah, Darnold is starting, so it's like baptism by fire in an away stadium, which is a dome. He probably won't be able to hear anything. Yeah, that's my pick of the week, actually, is the Lions over the Jets. Because with Survivor, you can only pick the team once, right?
Yep.
And so I don't really want to pick the Saints or the Steelers because I feel like there's probably going to be better opportunities for that. And
true.
When you can get these Survivor polls, you got to kind of balance the sneaky with the smart. And I feel like Detroit's probably a smart bet to beat the Jets.
It's not bad.
It's kind of sneaky because you're probably not going to feel confident enough in the
Picking
Lions
them again.
to pick them again anywhere along the way. So that's my Survivor of the week.
Who'd you end up picking?
Lions.
Lions? Okay, yeah, sorry.
Lindsay.
Yeah, so I thought about that, but I still felt like, I don't know, last year I got burned by being a little too cute too fast, and I think I'm going to play a little more straight ahead this year, so
Don't be too cute.
I'm going to go with the crowd and pick the Saints officially.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I thought the same thing about the Steelers-Browns, like division rivals. It's going to be a grinder.
tough,
These things can go either way. So.
I consistently try to stay away from division games on Survivor because it's like you just never know. These guys, they're
They
always
play each
tighter
other
than they should be.
2 times a year.
You know, if you're playing point spread, which is something that we'll talk about too, because I do love the gamble.
There you go.
It's division games are always usually under the point spread.
Yeah.
Because it's just it never gets there. These guys know each other too well, and when you know each other well, football gets a little dull.
Yeah,
tight
true.
usually. So Lions Jets is not a division game either. For what it's worth.
I have 2 thoughts right now. One, I'm thinking maybe we'll just kick it off right away. Just go Eagles. Get a big W.
Take your fun away though.
I just don't know when I would ever pick them again. And I just feel like, it's a good season openers tomorrow.
Maybe when Wentz comes back. Maybe game 5 of the Wentz comeback.
I also just want to be like, fuck the Cowboys and take the Panthers.
Oh, God. Yeah, the Panthers are just empty, man. This is an empty.
Cam Newton's having an MVP season this year.
Whatever. I hear that every year. Guys had 2 or 3 good seasons.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of
like a good fantasy quarterback, but not a great NFL quarterback. No.
Kind of want to take the Bears too.
Ha.
Khalil Mack.
Just to troll Aiden.
Yeah. I don't know.
Aiden's also a Packers fan.
Ooh, I'm liking the Vikings too. It's a good start to the season.
I wouldn't. If you want to take a strike.
I hate these stupid because I look at them and I'm like, I think I know, but I don't know.
That's the fun of it.
I'm going Titans over Dolphins.
Wow. That's a good one, actually.
How do I make my pick?
Just pick it. Jesus.
It won't let me click on it.
Just click a thing, Grandpa.
Oh, it says to click. Oh, here we go. Titans over the Dolphins.
That's pretty good. I mean, that's one of those balance of sneaky, maybe more risky than Detroit. My Detroit pick, but, similar idea.
Well, they got Saints as the top pick, eh?
I'm just curious to see how Tannehill's going to come back. He's going to be starting right away, right?
He is.
Tannehill's
he's back.
on the Dolphins?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But you locked in your pick. But yes, he's back.
Yeah, no, because he had his ACL in camp last year.
Oh, I thought he got traded.
No.
No.
They kept him. Cutler retired.
Tannehill's garbage anyways.
Oh
yeah, that was who they had. I was like, they have Jay Cutler. Tannehill's always garbage anyways. I have no issue with
I
that.
know, absolutely. He was a huge disappointment.
He had a big
but,
he's a good arm.
He might have
but
been laying dormant, hoarding his energy.
He's just ready to go. He's just been building up his
metamorphosis.
If he's gonna do it, now's the time. It has to happen now, or he's going to be a backup for the next 5 years.
Absolutely.
He's not going to get run out of the league because he's tall and white.
Oh, shit, I was going to say.
He's a system player, right? He's a system player.
Fail up.
Josh McCown, baby.
Yeah.
He's a systems guy. He's going to be able to come in and just play them and maybe win them games. Brian Hoyer, he can win you a few games.
He's a coach at this point. He's like Frank Gore, man, down in Miami. Gore will carry that rock a few times, but it's mostly for coaching. It's just like Sherman too, the Niners.
Richard Sherman.
He's still a great cornerback, and he's going to make an impact this year. But his value is like coaching, leadership, locker room stuff. Like, all those guys, all those young guys in the secondary calling him Unk, shit like that. We need that, man.
Bless him.
We need that. So because it's week one, there's not a shit ton of storylines aside from things like Le'Veon Bell.
Ooh, I got a storyline I can rip on you.
Yeah.
Not really storyline, but just my thoughts on the Eagle season this year. If you guys want to hear it.
Yeah.
So, I'm not liking this whole full starting situation. Not because I don't have faith in him or anything. I just don't like the idea that Wentz is projected to come back week 3.
Probably.
So I just don't like that. Okay, so Foles could come in and suck, and we go down 0-2 to start the season, and Wentz is going to have to get us back.
Yep.
Or Foles could play lights out, and then all of a sudden you're going, ooh, do we take him out? Do we put Wentz in? And then if you put Wentz in and he starts to suck, it's like, well, do you want to put Foles back in? You lose faith in him. I hate these situations when they happen, and we're stuck in it, and I just wish Wentz would have been healthy. Obviously, I'd love them to go 2-0. But I just don't like. Then it's the whole thing comes like, do we put Wentz in, and then is he going to be ready? And
these people believe that competition's a good thing, and you got to fight for your job. But I think if you're in the leadership position of the team, guys need to know to look up to you. You got to know who's your quarterback.
Yeah,
and if you don't
is it the Super Bowl MVP or?
Yeah, man.
Exactly. I mean, it's an unnecessary distraction. And they're both kind of getting cocked the whole time. And
it's not good competition either. It's good to have competition where it's like you have two guys who are fighting for a spot. This one, it's like one guy's hurt, who's the clear starter, and the other guy who's a Super Bowl MVP.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
And it's like, what the fuck do you do?
Yeah. No, it diminishes them both.
It does. And Foles looked kind of iffy in the preseason too. And
all I'll say is that the Colts used to go 0-4 every preseason, and then they would go 13-0.
It's not even that. It's just he just looks a little not like Super Bowl Nick Foles.
He's not a starter. Yeah. He's not a starter.
And I think I get the value of keeping him, but he's never going to be more valuable than he was after that Super Bowl.
No, but I'm glad that we kept him for this specific reason. That's why I wanted him, and I'm glad that it's not like Mark Sanchez fucking backing him up or somebody. I would take Brogan if Brogan was available. I would love him. Brogan, if you're listening to this, man, sign with the Eagles. Broby. I'll get you a jersey, man. I'll get you some money.
Shit, anyway. Those guys that walk around with the jerseys of guys they want on the team.
Yes.
No, I mean, the Eagles are basically the same team except better, almost. If you aside from the quarterback situation, you got Michael Bennett, on the defensive line.
Yeah.
Kind of reloaded up there.
The only issue is what you lost. We lost. Could we lose that went to the Browns, who just got caught for insider trading?
Oh. What's his name? Michael Kendricks.
Yeah, so I mean, you lose him, you lose
Sounds
Blunt.
like you would have lost him anyway.
Yeah, it's true.
But
we lost him, we lost Blunt. I mean, Alshon's out for the first 2 weeks as well. Yeah. It's going to be an interesting start, like you said. I mean, we lost some guys, but we added a lot of good guys too.
I like Ajayi this year, man. I got Ajayi
full season
in 2 or 3 teams, I think. 2 teams at least. I really like him this year. He's going to be workhorse, it seems like. I like his skill set. He's big, quick, fast. He's everything you want in a modern running back. He's Gurley, he's like poor man's Gurley.
Yeah.
He's got that same skill set. He's huge and fast and can cut on a dime somehow despite being so fucking huge. And that can do a lot in that offense if he's there the full year, knows the playbook and all that.
That, and I mean, with Sproles back, then you got that threat of he can run out the third down. They got a good core. I love Corey Clements is fucking awesome too. I'm loving him. So
it's hard to defend against that.
Yeah,
Foles can just manage a couple. I think best case scenario there is he goes 1-1.
100%, yeah.
And it's a little mediocre, and maybe you guys scrape one and then lose one.
Yeah.
And then it's well, of course
the momentum's still
coming
there.
Back.
Yeah.
The momentum. It's no big deal.
That's the ideal is, he plays well, but not enough to be the starter, but enough to get you one win. Yeah. And he's 50-50, and you're like, okay, Wentz is back, and we're full in on him.
I think it'd be nice to knock his value back up, too.
Full?
No, Foles, because they probably will trade him next offseason.
I don't know, man. If I'm Nick Foles, I literally just go, I'm your backup until my career's over. I'm a fucking legend in Philly. And when you're your first Super Bowl, I don't have to, pay for a meal ever again there. Man, he's, what do you do? He already tried to be the starter down with the Rams. I mean, he wasn't on the best teams to try to be the starter. But
Jeff Fisher, man. Can't
yeah,
judge anybody that ended up in a Jeff Fisher black hole.
So I
in
just,
my opinion.
yeah, it's not ideal, but I just still don't think he's a guy who's going to be able to. I don't think he's. I saw some guy ranked him as the worst starting quarterback this season. He had him number one.
Did they notice Case Keenum is starting in Denver?
He might have had him on there, but he had Nick Foles. He's like, I don't care if he won the Super Bowl MVP. He's not a starter. I'm like, he won the fucking like, get out of here, you're an idiot.
Case Keenum. That's all I gotta say. Honestly, Ryan
Fox Sports.
Fitzpatrick.
Fox Sports. That's all I gotta say. It's a Fox Sports guy, man.
In Tampa, like Ryan Fitzpatrick's playing 3 games at least.
Hey,
because
man.
Jameis is out.
How are you not a Fitzpatrick fan with that beard?
Fuck off.
He's got the beard. Your beard boys.
No. Oh, guy sucks. I don't have beard solidarity with people who suck.
Come on.
Just with awesome people who also have beards.
No, you should
Ryan
be
Fitzpatrick
solid.
is not that. Although I will say, definitely solid beard game.
Solid beard.
Absolutely, yeah. I'll give a tug. Give a tug to that one.
Undeniable.
Beard tug. One tug.
One tug. Yeah, I don't know. Did you guys want to? I guess that's all I really have to say about the Eagles this year. I mean, I'll talk about them more once the season starts. But you guys got anything you want to say about the Niners?
Yeah, 49ers. A little short 49ers preview. Things are the best they've been since Jimmy Harbaugh hopped on his horse and rode out of town.
Made us believe that no one's got it better than us.
Yeah, nobody's, to go camp shirtless in the desert and drink 4-liter jugs of milk,
What? Wait, what?
Oh, he does that with the Michigan kids. Apparently they hang out and drink 4-liter jugs of milk shirtless.
Who, Jim Harbaugh?
Yeah.
What, do they go to Joshua Tree and do mushrooms too?
Maybe. But the Niners' last few years, obviously, things have been rather dark. Not a ton of fun. Lots of good high draft picks.
You had a fun Chip Kelly year.
Fun Chip Kelly year. Yeah. Fun Jim Thompson year.
At least we can bond over that.
But the Lynch Shanahan era has been good, man. Like last year they cleaned out, I think it was 60 roster spots out of 90 or some bullshit like that.
Shit.
We only have, I think, 4 players left from the team before, from the Chip team. So totally new team in the last 2-3 years, and they're looking really, really good.
Yeah,
right
they
now.
are.
I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo, obviously.
I hope Jimmy
I don't know what the
namesake.
haters have not been watching him closely enough.
Dude.
I mean, he is the real deal.
He is.
The way he moves in the pocket, the way he goes through his progressions, he goes sometimes 4th, 5th read, and he's still composed. He never exerts too much energy. His footwork is incredible. He is decisive.
Preach.
And he is a baller.
Preach.
And I'm sorry, watch that dude. 2 seconds, even his very first drive, you could tell, man, the composure in his eyes. He's a leader.
I read a Pro Football Focus thing that he has top 3 accuracy, placement, ball placement too. So he can put that thing anywhere he wants to.
So you're saying if he was in Madden 06, his vision would be the entire field? The light?
That's correct.
It would. No, Jimmy's I was saying the other day, the last kind of calm, composed quarterback that we had, that the Niners had, that inspired this kind of confidence was Steve Young. Cap.
What about Jeff Garcia?
Huh?
What about Jeff Garcia?
Jeff Garcia was frenetic, man. That guy was not composed. He was all over the place.
He's good with the Eagles. He had a good
was
season
a
with the Eagles.
scrambler. That's the thing. All the quarterbacks we had since Steve Young have been scramblers. He was kind of a scrambler too, but he was really friggin' skilled. So.
He was who? Garcia?
Steve Young.
Oh, Steve Young.
I like Garcia too. Don't get me wrong.
Man, I saw a video
CFL
of
champion.
just YouTube Jeff Garcia saying shit on the field. He is the weirdest guy.
Yeah,
he has the funniest voice. He has the high pitched voice, and he just says the weirdest shit. It's hilarious.
Former Calgary Stampeder Jeff Garcia.
No way.
Yeah. And I love, Cap too, but it wasn't that calm, composed quarterback. He just kind of played, But Jimmy, you feel like he's, he's reading the whole field. He can make any throw in any situation, and you feel like just watching the game that we're in any situation. It's 3rd and 10, we're in it. It's 3rd and 15, we're in it. It's 2nd and 7, we're in it. It's like you don't feel out of it at any point. Nothing feels out of reach.
No, absolutely. It's a different kind of winning too. I felt like with Cap, definitely we were in it. He was a baller.
Yeah.
I think I said before, he kind of reminds me of Favre in that way that he's just it's like he's just playing school. He's just playing at the schoolyard. Yeah, schoolyard ball.
I always found Favre crazy stressful to watch too.
Yeah, because
it
was boom or bust, right? And he was going to take all these ridiculous risks, and it was going to be amazing and fun, but also horrifying. Yeah. And that was Cap.
When he was on, we went to the Super Bowl. That season was magical, but it doesn't always end well.
No, it doesn't.
But But I think we do have the team now to go a lot of places. The defensive line's really deep. Receiving core is really deep. Running back situation obviously is a little screwy now because Jerick McKinnon got hurt. But I think the Niners have kind of been the hype team this year in the offseason. And I think because of that, people have kind of started sleeping on us again. Because we're just become just the hype team.
Yeah.
And which is good because it's going to be a good year. And I hope people sleep on us.
People are always going to diminish it too because it's kind of like one of those dynasty franchises, right? Yeah. So whenever people get hype, you're going to think it's like a Cowboys thing or like a Maple Leafs thing. Yeah. It's
easy now. This isn't a hockey podcast.
It's one of those teams like the Cowboys or the Maple Leafs where you either...
Do not say Cowboys and Maple Leafs in the same breath.
Where you either like the team or you really don't.
Yeah.
Either way, there's going to be a ton of coverage over it that says they're going to win every single year.
There you go.
You're either a Yankees fan or you probably don't like them. And I find that's most people's attitude towards the Niners. It's like you grew up in the 80s and you're kind of pissed off that they kept dunking on your team.
Yeah.
You know?
All I'll say about Jimmy Garoppolo is, I don't know, man, he played 5 games that meant nothing. So let's see if he can play a full season.
Everybody
they meant nothing.
He beat Jacksonville at full strength when they were gunning for the 2 seed. They were at full strength. They were trying their ass off, and he fucking
At the end of the day, though, it was Jacksonville.
Jacksonville went to the AFC Championship game.
I don't care.
They went to the AFC Championship game.
It's Jacksonville. And they got murdered in the AFC Championship. They got murdered. They got murdered in the AFC Championship.
One of the best defenses I've ever seen, and Jimmy totally torched them. But it's fine. Like I was saying, sleep. Go ahead and sleep. Reality will kick in.
I hope Jimmy throws 6 picks his first game.
Maybe his first 2 months. I wish he doesn't get to 10 this season.
I bet you he gets to 20.
I bet you it's under 10.
I bet you it's over 10. There you go, a little side bet. It's over 10. Jimmy
$2.
Garoppolo's throwing over 10.
There you go.
For every interception he throws over 10, you owe me $1. For every interception he throws under 10, I owe you $1.
Okay.
Done. Witness. Say it.
I notarize this.
There you go.
The funny thing is the most you can win is $10, and the most I can win is Infinity. So bad bet on you.
Infinity.
But yeah, no, like we said, it's going to be fun.
I think both our teams are in a very good spot this year, and it's going to be fun and not a shitty grind.
We might see a nice NFC Championship game, Eagles 49ers. It's very possible. It could be fun.
I bet you the Niners are the 6th seed. We'll sneak in. I
hope the Eagles can come in 1 or 2.
You better win the East. It's weak, man. Giants rebuilding. Cowboys weak. Washington weak.
Cowboys are just always, man, just kind of lately with Dak and Zeke, you never know.
They're going to go 8-8.
They have no receivers.
They're going to go 8-8. Nice. I don't know why the hell they cut Dez because they got nothing going on there, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be a vanilla offense. They're going to... No. Screw the Cowboys this year. Not just the traditional 90s hates and your Eagles Cowboys hates, but they just suck. Cowboys. I don't like them.
It'll be fun when my brother Corey gets on here. He's a Cowboys fan. So
my cousin's a huge Cowboys fan since we were kids. That's why he was a Cowboys fan when we were kids, and I was like, screw that, I'm a Niners fan. So it goes back, man. It's almost ancient history.
Yeah, we'll get some people on here. It'll be fun. This basically just, the whole podcast is like we said, we'll talk a bit about our fantasy and we'll talk about the season.
Yeah. And we'll, make picks and give advice and generally talk about the trends. Waiver wire stuff. Waiver wire stuff's hard week 1 because it's just post-draft.
Yeah, you're basically just picking people you didn't draft. You're just like, oh, I didn't see that guy there or something. It's nothing special. Or people get hurt and you just grab somebody quick.
Yeah. I love waivers. I'm usually churning the bottom of the roster the whole season, fucking Belichick. Not a week goes by usually where I'm not making 1 or 2. Just because, whatever.
Ooh, there's a cap, You only got 10 all year.
Oh, are you kidding?
I'm just kidding. Just kidding. It's unlimited. It's football. There's always unlimited.
One of our other pools, we have a budget, and we got to bid on guys, so it actually is limited.
Shit. Fuck that, man.
Which is fun, but I like my churning.
Did you ever do, what was it, if you're playing one team, just pick up a defense and drop all the defenses so they can't pick a player and drop so they can't pick them up? So gutless.
Just situational every week.
It's fuck you.
Yep. No, it's been a couple hockey pools ended like that. It was a mass screw job where I woke up one morning to set my roster and somebody had gone through and set 4 pages of guys to catch and release. So they were all on waivers and I couldn't do anything. I respected it.
Oh, it's a great play.
It was great.
No, fuck that. I hate that shit.
It must have taken a couple hours.
Yeah.
So, honestly, just Yeah, it was Brad. Yeah, of course it was Brad. What are you talking about?
Ooh, I'll say one last thing real quick here that I think is funny. If I get my buddy Devin on, his team name is just Devin Coughlin because he doesn't have a team name, so get a team name. But he was a guy he's usually this. He was this last year too. He just has the worst luck in fantasy football, where he'll play a team where that team put up like 80 points the first 4 weeks, and then they'll play him and they'll put up like 130, and then they put up nothing else, and he'll lose by like one time he lost by like. It was like 95.58 to like 95.56. Oh. He's the guy who just can't get a win to save his life.
Man.
And its teams always go off on him. So it'll be hilarious. Last year he had like I think he was like second in points for, but like first in points against just because everybody goes off on him. Yeah. So hopefully it happens to you again. It's hilarious. He gets so rattled. It's so great.
I had that last year in one of my head-to-heads. I won the friggin' thing on points. I was first in points, but
you just couldn't get the win. Yeah.
Barely scraped into the playoffs, and I think lost in the first round.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
So yeah, hopefully that happens again. It'll be
Caught
fun.
Everybody's best effort. No, man, it'll be good. We'll take you through, let you know who won the trophies, and yeah, be fun fantasy football year. It's like the best part of football right now, honestly.
I know I'm super back into football too, so I'm digging it. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, like I said, we'll just do this, talk about the season, advice, stuff like that, and I think we can do some football stuff podcast in general. We can do like I feel we should do a top 10 list for like CFL players.
Oh hell yeah!
And throw in like a little preview if anybody's a wrestling fan. Roman Reigns used to play in the CFL.
And The Rock.
Well, don't give it all away here. Rock. You gave away 2 of the top 10. I know. I love The Rock.
2 of the top 10. There you go.
2 of the top 10. A little preview, but yeah, no, we can just do some fun stuff.
Go BC Lions. For talking CFL.
Go BC Lions.
BC Lions.
You live in Toronto now. Be a Toronto fan.
Never.
I'm a fan of whatever team Johnny Manziel's on. So.
Go Alouette.
Go Alouettes. Jackie Alouette, dude. Yeah. So cool. Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening, guys.
Enjoy week 1.
Yes. Enjoy football.
Yeah. Football's
Go
back,
Eagles, baby. Go Eagles.
There is not another Sunday without football for the rest of the year. Take comfort in that, everybody.
Woo.
Yeah.
Woo woo woo.
See you for week 2.
Woo.
Cool. All right.
GPS,
so
kick punch.
Yeah. Kick punch sports, baby.
Yeah.
Changing the game. Cool. Peace.
Peace.